Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 8 minutes past the hour on this 26th day of November. It is the eve of Thanksgiving, the day that many of us celebrate of eating turkey or ham and stuffing and family gathering, and folks are traveling. Right now, there are folks probably traveling. So be careful, no matter which mode of apparandum that you are trying to get to your destination. Be careful. Be careful. If you're in the friendly skies, we're praying for you. Be careful. If you're on the highways and byways, be careful. There was a song by Aletha Adams. She said, just get here. Just get here if you can. Yours truly, Joe Dupree, in the building. We're broadcasting live on Facebook Live, Instagram, Twitter, X, at the JDMS on YouTube. We're at 100 BLK Media. Listen, family, I'm never in here by myself. So blessed to have my brother from another mother. Love this young brother. Brother always has emphasized that reading is fundamental. And listen, y'all just don't know reading is really fundamental. That's for real, for real. It is my brother from the Sean P Experience, the Griot podcast, uh, Arthur, Scholar. There's a lot of titles I can put behind them, but the one I love to put behind them the most is he is my friend. Y'all give your hands together one time. Brother, I'm thankful for Brother Sean P and the Sean P Experience. Hey, Sean, what's happening, my brother?
What's going on, family? What's going on? As you want to say, Joe, I want to reiterate, man. Anybody out there, no matter how you traveling, man, it's a crazy time of year. The traffic gonna be more intense than normal, double or triple the traffic, things like that. Don't be in a rush, man. My grandfather always said, "You better late than never."
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
house
sir.
gonna be there, the family gonna be there, the food gonna be there.
Yes,
So
sir.
to take your time and get there slowly and easy and enjoy yourself, man. Have a good time and enjoy our voices and insight this morning as you on the highways and byways.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of folks are traveling. Thank you for those who are tuning in. See you on Instagram. I see you on YouTube, and I see you here on Facebook. Good morning to you. Good morning. I myself am as soon as I get off this broadcast, I'm getting ready to do my last day at the regular job, and then I'll be packing and preparing for my departure to New Orleans and the Bayou Classic, the annual 52 years strong Bayou Classic, the granddaddy of them all when it comes down to HBCU football. Um,
So, Joe,
yes, sir.
you,
Talk to
you,
me.
you've been a long time in this game. I try to paint the picture for my friends that live in other places. Could you try to articulate to the people the battle of the bands? For anybody that have never attended an HBCU affair, they have no iota of what we're even talking about. Could you try in your vocabulary to articulate?
Yeah, I can. So let me try to do it the best way I can. And let me, before I even do that, there are folks celebrating birthdays today, anniversaries, and special days. My brother from another mother, my big brother, I have a big brother. And a lot of you see his photographic work on my page, Gilbert David Anderson Sr. That is my big brother. He is 10 years to senior to me. Don't look it. We look the same age. I want to know what Gilbert was drinking, what type of water. I need that same type of water. People really think he is my brother because of our last name, but he's not. He's not. He's a brother that I met once I moved here to Louisiana, to Lafayette, and we have become very close friends. Somebody I'm thankful for. Today is his wife's birthday. So I want to ring the bell, wish her a happy birthday. But to anybody out there celebrating a happy birthday anniversary, there are folks who have got married. This is the marriage season. I know there's some happy times for some folks. Now, the holidays ain't happy for everybody. So, with that being said, before me and Sean go into more dialogue and I talk about the Bayou Classic Battle of the Bands, check on your people. Check on your people because the holidays ain't happy for everybody. There are folks out there who loved ones were murdered this time of year. There's a lot of murder suicides going on. There's a lot of domestic violence going on this time of year. So check on your people. All right. Battle of the Bands. Let me if you've never went to a HBCU, right now in the PWI world, the pinnacle or the band of bands in the PWI world is the Ohio State. Well, imagine the Ohio State on steroids. Imagine the Ohio State times a million. See, because this year, understand, the Grambling State world famed marching band, Grambling State, where everybody is somebody. I posted a picture of me and Dr. LaMelle from Opelousas, Louisiana. The president of Grambling State University is from Opelousas. I posted a picture of him because as a Grambling as Graham fam, they went to Ohio State. Now, the football team got knocked out the frame. However, the band showed up and showed out. See, they have a thing in black colleges, they call it the fifth quarter. So whatever goes on the gridiron on the first or the fourth quarter, they settle it down. But after that, there's two opposing sides of the football field where the bands take one time after the other in a musical soliloquy of crescendos and high notes and rhythmic drums and in a manner that is hard to describe. You really got to be there to see it. So I would infer that if you have nothing to do this Thanksgiving weekend and you happen to be in New Orleans, in Louisiana, make your way down to the Bayou Classic Friday night for the Battle of the Band. It is a treat and a ticket that is well worth the admission. You will enjoy yourself. I promise you that.
And Joe, a sea of black and brown people. I've gone 3 or 4 times. Everybody out there on a positive tip, everybody out there representing their alma mater or their fraternity, sorority, whatever it might be, Divine Nine, strongly in the building. They got the Greek show and everything stepping.
So,
and it's a wonderful time, bro.
It's not just Friday, the Battle of the Band. It is also the Divine Nine show up to have the Greek show to decide from the fraternities and the sororities who has the best routine out there stepping. Now, if you've never seen a black
get down, Joe. Get down.
Step, you're missing something. I myself, in my understanding, I arrived at Grambling State University in 1995. I've been a part of this Bayou Classic and the Bayou Classic experience since 1995. I have been on the sidelines with Southern University for the last 16 years as a sideline reporter and the interviewer of the players for the Jaguar football show. So even though I am a Grambling to my bone, even though I am Graham fam and I have walked the streets of Grambling, the halls of Grambling State University, I have been put out of a few dorms in Grambling back in the day. We won't go there, but I am from a place where everybody is somebody. But I am a son of Southern, and I am a defender of the blue and gold. So Bayou Classic has always bittersweet to me because one side of it, I have been gainfully employed and had fun with one Todd L. Sterling, traveling the highways and byways with the Jaguars and reporting on the games back to the Jaguar Nation and the Jaguar faithful. But on the other side, as a young man, I recall the days of being a scholar, sitting at the tree of knowledge, walking around the yard, and hanging out at Grambling State University. Let me say the following, y'all. The Bayou Classic is all that and then some. You will see black and brown folks from all over the place. And you will see people enjoying themselves. You will see people who for about 3 hours will talk more mess than a Japanese radio made in Spain to each other. But after that, whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses, loses.
It's all
we
love.
Gonna party in New Orleans like it's 1999. So all I can say is, come on, talk to me.
You're pursuing your PhD right now, Joe. For myself, I did not attend the HBCU for my last 3 degrees, but for the PhD, I would love to attend a HBCU. Preferably, if I had my choices, if I had my druthers, Howard University, HU, I would love to attend Howard.
Hey, it is funny that you say that. Now, yesterday I had the conversation. I don't know, was it with you or with whom I had the conversation, that in this pursuit of this PhD that I'm pursuing in criminal justice, I did have the opportunity to attend Howard and get my PhD in criminal justice. However, Walden University does everything online, absolutely everything online. And I needed the convenience of not having to be in a classroom. I believe Howard is going to try to institute that, had it been told to me, and it has been told to me, in some years, like about 5 years. I had the awesome opportunity to talk to the chancellor from Southern University, who was very disappointed with me. He expressed his disappointment with me because he wanted me to take that LSAT and come to Southern Law. I'm not trying to be a lawyer, family. There's a difference between a Juris Doctorate and the doctorate degree that I'm pursuing. A Juris Doctorate gets you prepared to litigate, and I'm not trying to litigate. I'm actually, and I make it clear to everybody, because, you know, there will be a day that this podcast won't be here. There will be a day because I'll be in the classroom, and not in the classroom at a university. I may come and give a few lectures at a university, but my ultimate goal is to either teach for the NSA, the FBI, or the CIA, because they themselves have internal teaching mechanisms where they have folks to teach and lecture the young cadets who are beginning to embark on their journey as becoming law enforcement officers in these selected organizations, or intelligent analysts, or some type of analyst. I've did these things before, and I want to not only share my knowledge of my journey in the military, in civilian life, in living in foreign countries, doing intel and other things, but to share my journey of these, by that time it'll be 12 years of law enforcement, 28 years of military, then of course, the academia, then that of the time that I've spent in school and received the degrees that I've received, that I can teach, that I can sit down and help mold some young minds, hopefully, and help them on their journey as they begin to do what I did. You know, a guy laughingly told me, and I forgot the name of the movie. He said, "Man, you're going to remind me of Al Pacino when him and Brad Pitt were in a movie and Brad was trying to become an FBI agent." I said, "No, I'm not going to be Al Pacino. Al was kind of dirty." But I said, I am trying to be in a classroom and help young minds just like that, and make them understand there is a practical part of this thing, and there is an actual applied part of this thing, and you can use both of them to work to your advantage and do what you need to do.
Let me give an example, Joe. I did 6 years of online class. So if you ever going to Xavier University or not, anybody out there listening, Xavier University, beautiful campus, but it's black everywhere, Joe. And I only imagine in my mind if I was a student going to a school like that. All the artwork everywhere you go, Joe, is all black. The library was super black. Everything about it. I was just so prideful walking on that campus. Like, man, I could imagine if I was here on a weekly basis, what that would feel like.
You know, I was watching a friend of mine. He's a diplomat in China. He used to go to church with me. And a lot of folks don't know how, if you really look back at somebody was laughingly sending me a message about Germany, and we have a brother on here, Jason Washington. Jason's not on here today. He may be coming on here. He is broken Berlin, so I speak German, read German, and write German. I am self-taught. You can literally and you can reach out to one Steffi Uniman, and she'll tell you, yeah, I self-taught myself. And you know, it's funny when I run into people who speak German. There's a lot of countries outside of Germany that speak German. They speak German in Austria. They speak German in Switzerland. I understand. I speak it somewhat. I can't read or write it, but I speak somewhat Dutch. And I understand the unique language of Belgium also, because that's the area I proved in. I lived in Dusseldorf. I lived in Maastricht, Holland, and I had the opportunity to live in Germany in different places, in Europe in different places. And you just get the opportunity. And let's talk about thankfulness. It's 24 minutes past the hour. Every day is Thanksgiving to me, because every day I give thanks. But since we set aside a time to give thanks, let me say some things I'm thankful for. Like I told you at the beginning of the show, I'm thankful for Sean. I'm thankful for everybody who has came on this podcast. I'm thankful for everybody who jumps on this vehicle whenever they decide to jump on there. I'm thankful for Brother Fatim. He is one of the alumnus of this. We started this a long time ago. See, I was podcasting and Facebook Living before it was cool and popular. And still to this day, I ain't monetized this thing. I haven't monetized it. You know, everybody out there talking about, man, you ought to monetize. You ought to monetize. No, I do this because I have a mission, and that mission is to be a disseminator of information, not for me, but for y'all to begin to think and to hear. Like right now, it's Turkey Day travel. I'm looking at CNN. I always to the left side. While I'm talking to y'all, I'm looking at the news. Yeah. So, I have all kind of gadgets and devices. That's what I do. You know, they're talking about a
So
deadly high
Joe,
rise
you're saying
fire.
you invest in yourself. Is what you're
Oh, yeah.
saying.
And
You invest in your craft, your skill set.
and I infer everybody else do it. Sean, how many times have I called you and said, Sean, you need to do X, Y, Z, to do this, make yourself do this, because I want, listen, let me say something. Sean, I got to give you some flowers. So keep your mic muted. Take this. This young man here is an observant young man. He'll sit back, he'll watch, he'll ask a few questions. He won't ask for a lot. Sometimes he'll just say, point me in the direction. I'll take care of the rest. The years, and I have known Sean now, I promise you, out of my time of being, I've been in Lafayette, Louisiana 14 years. Out of all 14 years, 13 to 14 of them, I've known Sean. To be exact, my first days in radio here, Sean was with me. I talked to Sean. Me and Sean laughed and kikied. I said, Sean, I would like folks to hear about books. I want to start a book club on the radio. See, I've been a trendsetter and a fire starter.
And Joe, people were saying, you gonna review books on the radio? You gonna do a book review on the radio? Yes, we are.
Right. Yeah, that part. Yeah. Okay. So I don't have to pat myself on the back. You know, when you listen to Z1059 and you listen to 1047 Magic, KNEK, you know, these your inspirational song of the day, man, I'm the person who started all that. You know, you ain't got to give me credit. The man upstairs give me credit. You know, and people who know me, and that's why I laughingly joke, you know, I came here, I fought for this community. Folks saw me walking the streets of this community at 1, 2 in the morning, tell people to put the guns down. That's how I got my claim to fame in this community. I became the second chief of minority affairs in this community after Carlos Harvin, under a regime of a Republican mayor president who a lot of folks felt like was baby Trump. I proved that you can work for somebody like that and not all of a sudden stop being who you were. I wasn't Omarosa. I wasn't Steven. I was literally Django. I had people going, I can't believe he hired you. Does he know how crazy you are? No, it's not that I'm crazy. I am 100% for my people, and I don't back down. Now, right now, we got leaders. It's 28 minutes past the hour, and we got leaders in our community that in your face, they umgawa. They kente cloth in your face, but when they get in them closed rooms with other folks who aren't black and brown, all of a sudden they Motisa, ma'am, let me tell you what's really going on. Now, eyes be the one you need to listen to, because eyes knows what's happening in the hood. But Motisa, ma'am, Motisa, sir, man, let me tell you something. Yeah, they ain't in there. See, I wasn't no Mo. You can call Josh. I can call Josh Guillory right now. Josh can tell you how many times he had to say, now look, Joe, don't come in here with that mess. I say, mess? I said, man, I'm just coming in here telling you what's right for my people. And he would say, well, this is what I'm going to do. I said, well, that's not good for my people. And I was representing all minorities. If he said something and I knew it wasn't good for the Hispanic community, I said, hey, man, let me talk to him. I'm not Hispanic. But since minorities is a lot of folks, Hispanics, women, I didn't try to just make it good for black folks. I tried to make it good for all folks. Then I got no offense to him. I got brother, and I ain't scared to call people's names out, because things I say behind closed doors, I can say it out in the open. So I had brother, that's now in place talking about, man, I had to say, I don't need that type of title. That ain't a title I wanted. That's kind of like you over us Negroes. No, I ain't over you Negroes. I was the chief of minority affairs. There's a lot of minorities that need to know that they got a seat at the table. Never here nor there. Back to Sean P. and the Sean P. experience. Let me tell y'all something. Since some of y'all always try to be in my affairs and in my pockets. 10 years ago, Sean P. saw me and Sean said, yo, your voice on these books, your voice on these video games, how you do that? 10 years ago, before y'all were work, hold it. When y'all were over here, Cupid ain't even came out with Flex. Another Lafayette legend. We still Cupid shuffling. Man, I'm in the background. I'm doing Lucas. I did 2 episodes of a Lucas anime where I was the voice of the villain. All kinds. Sean looking at me, hearing me. He in studio, seeing people call me, watching me do stuff. Oh, man, how you do that? I said, Sean, let me tell you and let me show you. I turned Sean on to some stuff. Sean went in his own path, but Sean never asked me a question where I was like, Sean, can't really tell you, bro. No, I was an open book, man. Look, here, dog. And find your way in this thing and go get it, because it's out there. So while right now folks are, we got Joe Dupree. I saw the mayor president of this fair place I live in, who fired me when she won. Monique Blanco-Boulay fired me. She didn't fire me. Her chief of staff called me and told me that my services were no longer needed. Called me 3 days before New Year's and said, your services no longer needed. HR will have all the information. You have a good day. Click. And because of that, I can't stand her or her chief of staff, because have enough respect to walk in my office and look me in the face and just say, look, work for the Guillory administration. We don't have a place for you in our administration. Elections have consequences. Go ahead, Sean.
No, that's an important point you just said. Some people that watch these shows, they don't think that we go through those things. Now, I'll speak for myself. I've been removed of probably 3 or 4 or 5 jobs in my lifetime. Don't ever think that Sean P has never lost employment or something like that. So you tell the people what it's like going through something like that. When they tap on your shoulder, they go ahead and clock out. You be like, what?
Yeah. Right.
It's midday.
Right.
What you talking about? Yeah, go ahead and clock out. We'll break it down to you. We're gonna make your last check to you. Matter of fact, don't come here. We're gonna mail it to you.
Right.
Don't come on the premises. Right. You're no longer allowed on the premises.
Right.
That was my last November. A year ago, I was going through that.
Right. Okay. So Sean, since we're gonna talk about things to be thankful of. So yeah, I got completely dismissed. To be exact, I saw our illustrious mayor president. I speak to her all the time. Very courteous. I always shake her hand and I always address her by her title. How you doing, Madam Mayor President, I give her that look like I would never vote for you. I would never support you. I would never back your campaign. And I hope whoever runs against you comes and asks me to do I don't care who they are, unless they are a Klansman. That's the only way I will not back them. But if they are Republican, I don't care. They could be the reddest Republican on this planet. Joe, I need you to back me in my campaign to beat Monique Blanco Boulay. Guess what? I'm right there. I'm in there like swimwear. Because I took that very personal. I took it personal when you discarded me like trash. Because all you had to do, walk in my office and say, hey, we appreciate what you've done. We don't have any room for you. To be exact, we feel like you were very much connected with the prior administration and we're trying to move on. I would have respected that and wouldn't even be talking the way I'm talking right now. It's personal for me now. It's personal. So understand, when I hear folks arguing about a Mardi Gras route, I tell people all the time, and I make it clear, I'm not going to sit down and let nobody of privilege sit down and try to compare whatever struggle they're going through as a woman as the same struggles as it is of being black. Baby, I came from descendants of slaves. Your family ain't never been in bondage like that. So don't ever sit there and try to tell me, woe is me as a woman in the United States of America. Okay, I get it. I know you got your problems. I know you got your issues, but you didn't come here as slave labor. Period. I digress. Let me continue to get back with Sean. Do you not understand? Because Sean kind of laughed, and Sean was the one who gave me this brainchild. Now, up until this one, and maybe some of y'all don't know what this one is. This is the new one. And this might sound crazy to you, but my voice is all on this video game. However, I used to get a solid check from folk like them. Like for example, my voice is all on this game too. You know, this is the one before it and the one before that. A whole bunch of them, my voice.
I love that, Joe. I love that show improve. I love that show improve. We ain't just talking about it. I love that. Right.
So
I love the show improve.
So if you open up the little insert that gives the credits to the voices, you'll see the name Joe Dupree Anderson. How my money flows from that is totally different than how it used to flow. Because my voice was on Madden. If you open up the little Madden book, you'll see Joe Dupree Anderson. And guess what? I've learned some things you keep to yourself until it's signed, sealed, delivered, and the checks are coming. So when folk told me, oh, woe is him that he is no longer the chief of minority affairs, I don't know what he gonna do. And it was hard, y'all. It was hard. I went from making very good money to making no money. Thank God I had a lovely, beautiful, wonderful wife that worked for the federal government who said, I got you until you get back on your feet. And now I'm back, family. I'm back. But I still take some stuff personal, because if you dismiss me like I'm trash, baby, you will see me again. And that's why I have no problem proudly shaking folks' hands to let them know when you turn on the TV in the Acadianas, Southwest Louisiana, or whatever you want to call it, South Louisiana, sometimes you see Crime Stoppers and you see other different things. And guess who's on there? That guy that you said, we have no longer use of you. But just because I was your trash, I winded up being somebody else's treasure. And I'm still about the community. I'm still that dude. Because I was always true to this, not new to this, and not trying to be anything but a person who wanted to see us be better. That's what Sean always was. Sean was always that. Man, you don't know how many times, and the only reason I didn't do it is because I didn't want to do it. I wanted to call Sean and say, Sean, man, I need to get with you and work out. But I knew Sean was going to drive my ass. And my ass was too old to be drove like that. And I was like, nah, man, Sean don't play when it comes down to work it out now. You know? And so I said, let me just go ahead and do my little 2-mile walk every day. Let me do my little light 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, and let me keep myself okay. Because see, if I really wanted to be shredded and cut, all I had to do was call Sean. Now, I would have to pay Sean a little money, which I wasn't minding doing. However, Sean was going to work a brother. See, sometimes you got to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the cost to be the boss? Because you can be more than you are, but it's gonna cost you something.
Might cost you a little bit, might cost you a lot.
That
What
part.
it's gonna cost?
So look, we still in the theme of being thankful, y'all. Still in the theme of being thankful. All right, it's 38 minutes past the hour, and I see y'all on Instagram. I see y'all on you. Look, folk in here, and then I see all the folks that's in the background watching. Watch on. Here's what I want to tell y'all. I took some things personal. However, I'm not vindictive. Now, somebody might go back and play, and please play this to Monique and to her crew and say, Joe said he coming to get y'all. No, I'm not running against you, but I will support whoever does. And here's why I took it personal. Because you would have took it personal if it was the shoe on the other foot. In my lifetime, Sean, to me, the most disrespect, and black men and black women get disrespected daily. But to me, the biggest disrespect you can do to me personally is not look me in the eye and just tell me you got to go. You don't even have to tell me you appreciated my time there, but listen, I'm a military man. I have never been relieved of duty without the commanding officer that took over the command looking me in the eye, telling me you are now relieved of your duty. Period. And that's just how I rock with it.
But you know what, Joe? That's the difficult part about living in this world. Whenever you have a certain value and moral fabric that we're cut from, and unfortunately, a large percentile we got to work with, and not from that cloth, man. But we got to work with them. We got to work for them. We got to interact with them. They are not cut from that same fabric, man.
Listen, right now, on the military side, you got people fussing and fighting over videos. And here's the thing. When you join the military, Brother Sean is a veteran. I'm a veteran. Most veterans know, they tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. One of the ugly is there are some things you can do that can get you in trouble. Don't come to formation on time, you can get in trouble. They have a thing called the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It's totally different than the legal laws that run civilians. And you can do stuff, actions, none becoming a non-commissioned officer, actions becoming, you can come to work drunk, you can have the smell of something on your breath. A lot of stuff can get you kicked out the military.
Do you know something? I don't mind being transparent about my story. When I was in the military for that 4-year stretch, I was 18, 19, 20. I was in captain mass all the time, Joe. I was always getting a write-up in an article this and the article 15, and I had my stripe taken, half month, paid time too, all of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's all a part of the
story. Extra duty to have you peeling potatoes in the mess hall. Okay, listen. So look, y'all. Listen, and that's why I tell y'all, before you raise your hand and swear your life to a piece of paper you ain't never read, you might want to read the fine print. Neither here nor there. 41 minutes past the hour. We're still on the theme of being thankful. Right now, they're talking about some people jumped up and said, listen, if there's an illegal, unlawful order given, you ain't got to follow that. Well, guess what? They tell you that when you join the military. They tell you, hey, now, acquaint yourself. And they don't only tell the officers, they tell every person who's in the military, from a private all the way up. Because there was a thing called Nuremberg. How do I know about Nuremberg? My oldest son, Alexander Durrell, was born in Nuremberg. But see, in the military world, there's a thing called the Nuremberg trials, where folks stood up there and said, I killed all them Jews because I was ordered to. Yeah, listen, I was just following orders. Guess what? Them orders wasn't lawful, and you didn't, and them folks were found guilty of murder and genocide for following orders. Because sometimes when you are told to do the thing in the name of the country, the president, the king, the queen, or the military, they are not morally or legally correct. And you can be held liable. Listen, family, we got to start understanding these social media lawyers, physicians, soothsayers, card readers. Man, I feel like somebody gonna be up on here one day and say, call me now. I tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Y'all follow too much buffoonery on here. That's why we created this podcast. We're not here to tell you what to think. We're not here to tell you how to think. We're gonna talk about it until you think about it. Go ahead.
I gotta add this to my thanks, right? You were talking about the show possibly not being here anymore for a period of time. That hurt my heart, man. You know why, Joe? Preparing for this show every morning, I'm the most informed than whenever I'm not doing this. I'm watching 5 and 6 different news channels before I come on here. I'm making sure I'm abreast to certain things. The show made me have that rigor that I come on here and not talk out the side of my head. I'm making sure I'm talking correct. So whenever there is no show, I got to maintain the rigor, even though you're not doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Sean, you work overnight. See, Sean. Okay, let's talk another thing about Sean that I need to brag about. And sometimes Sean slightly irritates me with this, so I can tell him this because he's my friend, and I can tell him this publicly. I think Sean has what it takes to take his love for service and protection to another level. But he got to make that choice, just like I had to make that choice. Because I'll be honest with you, 8 years ago when I got, once again, fired from a thing that I loved, I never thought I would be in law enforcement. Furthest thing from my head. But God had another plan. Now, as a law enforcement officer, as a policeman, because that's what I am, I come to find out that you can set the tone with the public perception that all policemen ain't dirty. All cops ain't Alonzo on training day. All cops ain't officer friendly. Be exact, people who know me literally call me Unc because they know I'm that dude. And guess what? I don't care if you're black, brown, green, blue, purple with antennas ahead. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're poor. You all going to get the same level of respect from me when I have to detain you or arrest you for whatever. And you're always going to get a word of encouragement from me. And that word of encouragement is, even though right now it looks bad, things will get better. Trouble don't last always. Accountability and responsibility. And mind you, I've had handcuffs put on me, so I know how it feels. I've had to sit in a courtroom and be judged by 12. I know how it feels. I've had to sit in a courtroom and have a judge tell me, well, young sir, here's the deal. Because I myself have been on the wrong path. Thank God there was some elders that sit me down and some people who weren't elders, but had an elder mindset that said, hey, man, what are you doing? You too smart to be doing this.
And I love that level of vulnerability that we're showing this morning. People see us on these airways. I keep on saying this over and over again. They think we are like without flaw, without blemish. We had this perfect life for all these years, and now we're on the microphone. Like, no, I've made 1,000 mistakes. I might make some in the next hour, Joe. I made some more mistakes.
Sean, I done lied. I done stole. I done did everything of malice on this planet except one thing. I've never sold drugs. You can name every other crime in the book. I've either been accused of it or I did it.
I like to say, Joe, I've lived the life. I'll be 44 next week. I've lived the life.
Hey, brother, I will not confirm or deny what I haven't done, but I will make it crystal clear to y'all. I have been accused of or did every crime in the book almost, except murder and selling drugs. And watch this. If you really want to be honest, during my military times, I did what they call sanctioned legal murder. Because anytime you call a fire mission and you blow up a whole apartment building and somebody died in that apartment building, somebody died because of your orders, but they say that sanctioned, under it's covered by the Constitution and a few others. But nevertheless, let's just call it, statue of, there is a statue, as a good friend of ours said here, writing by Whitford 6677. He said there's a statute of limitations. So listen, family. And these days and time, it's popular to be the crook. It's popular. Shoot, the president a crook, an ex-con. Our president of the United States of America is an ex-con. He is convicted and he is an ex-con. So hey, he was convicted. So hey.
See, Joe always say, I'm the resident LeVar Burton, and I'm known for the books, information. I wear the bow ties and all that myself. But don't get it twisted. Like, I just spent my whole life doing that, and it's not all I do now. That's just a part of the equation of who I am. It's not the whole pie.
Listen, man, I feel like I'm Jamaican, though I have a very good friend that's Jamaican, for real Jamaican. She is a for real Jamaican. But I feel like I'm really Jamaican because I do a regular 9 to 5. I do this podcast. And once again, I have a website. There's a lot of stuff I do. I don't only do marketing and public information for Opelousas Police Department. And I'm FBI leader certified. I work with other municipalities and cities, and people call me. You'd be surprised who called me and say, man, I need a press release. And you know what I tell them? No problem. Do you want my invoice now or do you want my invoice later?
Hey, Joe, we call it the hot link.
The
hot
link.
Right. I send that old link to you. It's coming in hot.
And believe it or not, I get outside of the municipality I work for, I get at least 4 to 5 requests a day of, man, we need a press release. We need a written press release. We love your work. We need a press release. And everyone, guess what I tell them? Hey, man, no problem. I need to know what the situation I'm dealing with. Send me the scenario. And when I send it, here comes the invoice. And here's what I love. You can like it, leave it, or love. You can talk about the police all you want to. I ain't send the invoice out yet. That is old. When I send it, normally within anywhere from an hour to 5 hours, payment is rendered. So while folk are out there talking about Joe all upset because he got dismissed, yeah, I'm upset how I got dismissed, not that I got dismissed. Because guess what? You ain't stopped no paper. If it ain't Triage calling me for Call of Duty, if it ain't EA Sports calling me for some sports game, if it ain't Lucas Arts calling me, talking about, hey, can we use your voice for this? We'd like to do a record. Man, listen, you ain't gonna stop me from making money. And guess what? The problem with the little city I live in, because Lafayette is little, it might be the 5th largest city in Louisiana, but in the world scheme of things, if you measure it up with the largest cities in the world, Lafayette is not that big. Is folks are trying to count your pockets, and they want to see you do good. They just don't want to see you doing better than them. So, baby, that's why half of you don't know where I live. That's why I drive a modest vehicle, because guess what? Could I be driving a Beamer, a Benz? Could I be living in a different house? I could, but guess what? I can't take none of this to the other side. So right now, I'm trying to have as much money and be as debt-free as I possibly can to enjoy my grandson and future grandchildren and leave a legacy of time spent having fun instead of time spent showing what I have.
Now, let me say one thing for the first time ever that's not for the kids, right? It's not for the kids, Joe. This is why whenever I leave a job, I just leave. I don't do a 2-week notice. Because guess what? Whenever I've been let go, I never had 2 weeks to tell my wife, now look, babe, in the next week and a half, I could never tell my kids, now look, y'all sit down. The holidays coming up, Thanksgiving coming. I've never had that chance. So whenever something better come for me, I'm a free agent, Joe. When something better come, I'm gone.
I almost did the Grinch. They want you to give a 2-week notice to them, but they never give you a 2-week notice.
All I get is tap, tap, tap. Look over like this. Hey, go clock out. What? That's what I get.
Since this is beginning of the season, you can be a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Hey, Joe, the new job said, can you start Tuesday? Yes. Yes, I can.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Do you need time to let your other? No, because they ain't go. Listen, when they decide to make a move, they not consulting with you. They don't come in and say, oh, we're deciding to sell the company to a larger company who really will probably dismiss you and your job. They don't consult with you. They think about their family, their coins, and their next move. And guess what? You're going to be, I like how they always say it, because I've been in them rooms when it happened. They'll be all right. Well, what about so-and-so? Oh, they'll be all right. They'll figure out something. They'll figure out something. They could always use us as
Joe,
a reference.
let me tell you, my first time getting let go in my life, I had just got married, Joe. Like 2 months prior to, brand new married man, brand new family, children, and I lost my job, Joe. I could not even articulate what that felt like when that happened to me, man.
Okay, so look, breaking overnight news: 13 dead as a fire rips through a Hong Kong high-rise apartment complex. Be in prayer for our
Ooh, I
brothers
saw
and
that.
sisters.
I saw that, Joe.
Be,
Wow.
be in prayer for our brothers and sisters overseas in Hong Kong. It's a tragic loss of life. Is a tragic loss of life, and just be in prayer for those people, because there are all type of stuff going on all through this world, be it tsunamis, earthquake, natural disasters, fires. Just be in prayer for people. Like I said, 6 minutes to the top of the hour. It is the holiday season, but the holidays ain't happy for everybody. So me and Sean, we won't be here until Monday or Tuesday. I don't know, will it be Monday or Tuesday? And just keep it locked to our social media, and I'll kind of let you know when. I will
Joe,
be, yeah.
before you leave, what's some of your favorite Thanksgiving like go-tos, man? I gotta ask that question. What's your go-to thing for Thanksgiving when the food is all out there? What you going to attack
Oh,
first?
I only want one thing. I want some cornbread dressing, man. Some good cornbread dressing.
Now, Joe, talk about in the box, the little box, the box setup,
Mm-mm,
microwave 2 minutes.
mm-mm. Some good homemade cornbread dressing. Now, I'm going to mention a person's name, and I hope she's not watching, but she's going to tell you he did come over to my house. But I have a very good friend of mine. Big shout outs to my Grandmaster Robert Raymond. I was invited over to his house for New Year's Eve. No, New Year's Day. And it was his wife, Kizzy, has made some cornbread. And man, that cornbread dressing was made from scratch. It reminded me of my mother's cornbread dressing from back in the day, and it was to die for. I love me some good cornbread dressing. Now, you know, uh, I laughingly let folks know I'm almost 60. People tell me I don't look almost 60. And a person told me if you shave that beard off, you definitely wouldn't look almost 60. And the beard's gonna be coming off soon. So I'm gonna show y'all some pictures of me without
Man,
the beard.
stop saying that, man. You keep on stop saying that, man. Stop it. Stop it.
What? But the
About
beard's
cutting, about cutting the stop saying that. The
it's
silver
coming.
fox is where is that, man?
I know, but it's got to come off for
Joe,
a
I wish I
season.
could. I'm a baby face gangster. I just it's not my genetic. My dad is not like that. My grandfather is not.
Hey,
But if I could, trust me, I would.
it'll be back before you know it, because as soon as it goes, it comes back. But nevertheless, 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Listen, y'all, be ye thankful for something. Be thankful for what you made it through. And now, look, I'm going to do this real quick, Sean. I always do this around this time of the year because I have to let folks know. Sean was talking about you don't know where we came from. I'm going to post this today because somebody said you need to post it. I am an abandoned child. My biological mother birthed me on June the 22nd, 1967. And for whatever reason, only she could tell you, but she's gone to glory, so she can only tell you when you cross over to the other side and talk to her. But for whatever reason, she decided to birth me in the back of a kitchen in her house with her mother, and they decided that this baby shouldn't be our baby. So they cut the umbilical cord, wrapped me in a newspaper in an old coat, and went 4 houses down to an old abandoned house and threw me underneath the house, where I believe they hoped that the elements and whatever would make me succumb to my demise of crossing over to the other side. That didn't happen. So every day from my first moment out the womb has been a gift from God to me because I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be a grandfather this day. I'm not supposed to be a father of 4 biological kids and 1 adopted kid. I'm not supposed to be the father of 5 and the grandfather of 1 right now. So every moment once I came out the womb has been gifted to me by God because most kids who came to the world in the manner that I came to the world, they're dead and gone. So I have divine purpose. That's why I stopped squandering my time trying to prove to folks who I am. I know who I am and I know whom's I am. And I'm here until he calls me home. So I'm thankful for Sean. I'm thankful for Alethea. I'm thankful for Jax. I'm thankful for Elijah, for Jason. I'm thankful for Brother Fatim. I'm thankful for everyone who has come on this podcast and been a guest. I'm thankful for everybody who does what they do because this all is a part of his divine purpose and has nothing to do with me. All I can say is, family, watch out for one another. In all you're getting, get you some understanding along with all this knowledge, and always each one teach one. With that being said, Brother Sean, let's get up out of here. Say what you want to as long as you want to, and then we're gonna be gone. So Sean, the floor is yours.
Also, instead of doing a promo for my show, the Sean P Experience, I want to tell the family, while you out there with your family, get a lot of pictures, get a lot of videos. If your elders are still alive, ask them a lot of questions. Ask them about their childhood. Ask them about their dreams. Archive these stories. You are your family's archivist. That's your job.
That part, family. All right. Look, me and Sean and whoever else decides to jump on, Brother Bowtie, I left out the scholar Antonio Cope. We're thankful for him also. I'm thankful for everybody who's ever been a part of this thing, no matter how you were a part of this thing. I'm thankful for Sister Shauna Sayas. She was on here for a long time. You know, I'm just thankful for folks who decided to jump on this vehicle and be a part of this thing. I got that from a good friend of mine named Ro Wright. All I provide is the vehicle for you to jump on and ride on, and let's have fun and let's have good conversation. This is about inspiration, motivation, and information. We have conversation that promotes elevation. That being said, it's time for me to get up out of here. So let me end it like I always end it. Be better today than you were yesterday. Do something today to bless somebody somewhere that no matter what you earthly way they could ever pay you back. And always remember that there is no secret God can what he's done for others, he will and he can do for you. But when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. Bless. Enjoy this holiday season as it kicks off. The holidays aren't happy for everyone, so check on your people. We up out of here. See y'all next week. Peace.